Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I want to talk about the Samsung Galaxy A15 5G, and I want to talk about the things I like about this phone and the things I don't like about this phone. I've actually been pleasantly surprised about how well this phone's performed so far. Um, Now, in my previous video, I said that this phone had the Helio G99 processor. Well, actually, it has the MediaTek 6100 Plus, which is better processors than the Helio G99. So I just want to correct that. I want to talk about the three things I don't like about this phone, and then I want to talk about things I do like about this phone. Now, the first thing that I don't like about this phone is that it doesn't have an IP rating. So basically, if you drop it in water, I'm not sure if it would actually get any damage inside. I would assume because of the headphone jack. I think it might. I'm not sure. I think sometimes that, these phones that are budget phones don't have an IP rating because for some reason, let's say, Samsung doesn't want to pay for the credentials for the IP rating because then that will make the phone costlier. So I think actually they might actually have an IP rating, but as far as an official IP rating, there isn't one. Another thing I don't like is that it's got a pretty big chin on the bottom, and it's, not as bad as some budget phones, but it's gotten better, but it's not a big deal. I'm also not a huge fan of the water drop notch. Um, so I think, they still want to keep this, budget friendly. And I think they could literally put a hole punch in this phone because there's a bunch of budget phones that have hole punches. Motorola makes a lot of hole punch phones that are budget phones. But I think Samsung just kind of wants to differentiate between the flagships and their, budget phones. So I think with that said, another thing I don't like is the camera's not great. I think it's decent, but I think it can be better. And of course, it is a budget phone, so I think that you can't expect to have uh, flagship quality photography on these phones. Um, now, things that I do like about this phone. Now, last time I said that there was no edge panels. Actually, there are edge panels, but you would have to access the edge panels through the settings. So when you first install everything, the edge panels aren't active. You'd have to go to settings to activate them. So that's great. Uh, Another thing I like is the fact that it has a headphone jack. That's really cool. I mean, headphone jacks to me, I know a lot of people like to wear those wireless earbuds and stuff. For me, they're kind of a nuisance and annoying because, once you're done with them, you have to charge them, you have to take a break. With headphones, you never have to worry about, charging them. So I think headphones are a plus. And I wish they would do the same thing with flagship phones. Now, another thing that I do like is this amazing display. 90 hertz Super AMOLED. It's fantastic. I mean, it's great, man. Now, I'm not sure what kind of glass Samsung uses on this phone. I'm not sure if it's Gorilla Glass or what. I can't verify it anywhere. I've actually tried to look it up and see what kind of glass they use, but from what I've noticed, I can't really find the information on the type of glass. So I have a screen protector on here, so that should take care of that. So if there's any issues, definitely put a screen protector on the phone. Um, Now, the fingerprint sensor side mounted. Now this could be a plus and a minus. So some people might like it, some people might not. So personally, I don't mind it. I think, it's super fast. Now I wouldn't mind if it was right here like every other, mid-range device now with the fingerprint sensors on in the screen, especially since this is Super AMOLED. But I think since they put the headphone jack here, I think that's less room for a sensor, so I'm not sure. I think that has a lot to do with it. I mean, I can't verify that, but it would just make sense to me. So, but the fingerprint sensor is pretty good. As you know, the Samsung Z Flip 5 also has a side-mounted fingerprint sensor, so that's not a deal breaker. Either you like it or you don't. Now, I do like how the phone is just contoured nicely to fit in your hand, and I really like the side panels here. It looks premium. Now, I don't know if this is plastic or metal, but it feels really, really good. Now, another thing this thing has that most flagships and mid-rangers don't have are it has an expandable SD storage slot. So if you take a lot of photos, you can just put them onto the SD card, and you don't have to worry about saving them in the cloud. Because for me, saving them in the cloud's cool, but you don't get that full quality that you would get, like, let's say if you saved it on an SD card. So like I said, I love this phone. The performance, I'm actually surprised how well it's performing. I think if you just look at that, it's really fast, man. I mean, this is a fantastic phone for the price. I think that anyone that's budget minded, this is just a great phone to buy. Now, should you buy a phone that's $200 budget, or should you buy like an S20 1 FE used for $200? I think with this phone you're going to get longer updates, because you're going to go about 4 years, because you're not going to be like at the S21 FE, which came out a couple years ago. It's going to be almost over like in a year or two. So if you want the longer support, you can get this phone. But all in all, man, I like this phone, guys. I'm going to have to go ahead and run some more tests and do a benchmark and see how it compares to other phones. But all in all, guys, if you guys are interested, this is a really good phone. So until next time, guys, if you like this video, subscribe down below, and I'll talk to you soon.